Recently, I joined a panel at the ALNet conference, and the topic? Who's the enemy? It's a sharp question, but also a seemingly unanswerable one, because in today's world, the enemy doesn't always wear uniform or cross borders with tanks. Often they wear suits, sit at the negotiating tables, smile for the cameras while systematically undermining foundations we have built. Russia is not just at war with Ukraine. It's waging a continuous adoptive hybrid war on the West, from cyber attacks on EU institutions to orchestrated disinformation campaigns in Germany, France, and the Baltics. Its strategy is persistent: divide, distract, destabilize. Iran, arming proxies across the Middle East, coordinating attacks on commercial shipping, and working with Russia on drone warfare. It exports instability like a policy tool. North Korea, conducting illegal weapon transfers and armed forces to support Russia's war effort. Strategic alignment with autocracies is no longer a theory, it's an axis in motion. And China, its hands are rarely visible, but always present. From influence operations across Europe to controlling rare earth supply chains and cozying up to Moscow while preaching neutrality, it plays the long game, patiently. But here's what should alarm us more. Some of the most cursive threats are not across the border, they are across the table. Hungary and Slovakia blocks EU statements supporting Ukraine. It delays sanctions packages. It amplifies Kremlin narratives inside our own institutions. That's not divergence, that's sabotage from within the bloc. And what do? We debate, we tiptoe, we hide behind the process. Fear has become our default by setting. We fear escalation, so we stall. We fear division, so we accept paralysis. But that very fear is what eroding our credibility. Here's the paradox. Fear is the enemy. But we have also lost the kind of fear that once kept us alert, the sharp awareness that danger is near. That instinct has dulled, and it's led us, reaching instead of acting. We need to stop pretending we have time. Shadow war doesn't wait. Infrastructure doesn't defend itself. Democracies don't survive on autopilot. We need enforceable red lines, not just for territorial breaches, but for cyber attacks, election interference, economic coercion. We need to move NATO and EU to a wartime mindset in production, coordination, and consequence. This isn't about sounding alarms. The alarms have been sounding for a decade. It's about finally acting like we hear them. So, who is the enemy? It's Russia. Yes. It's Iran, North Korea, China. Absolutely. But it's also the silence that follows each outrage. The vetoes that block unity, the fear that masquerades as caution, and the dangerous idea that we can keep waiting while the enemy never stops moving.